Okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came out pretty recently, and I honestly really like that movie. Now, I will say the movie is mostly made for the fans, because for people that aren't really Fnaf fans or critics, you can see that they don't really like the movie that much, which totally makes sense, because there's a lot of stuff in the movie where they just expect you to know stuff from the games and just don't really explain it in the movie. But for me, who has been a fan of the franchise for many years, I did really enjoy the movie. Now, the best part of the movie for me was definitely the opening scene. The opening scene was so good. I'm not gonna go into detail of what happened because I don't want to give any spoilers away, but the opening scene was definitely the best part of the movie. And I also think Jim Henson's Creature Shop did an amazing job with designing both the toy animatronics and the withered animatronics and the puppet as well. Cause like, the ones from the first movie do look really good, but I think these animatronics look so incredibly good and they look like they were ripped straight out of the games. And there's also like a ton of references and stuff to the games, which I did really enjoy. And they also did a couple of changes to the lore, and especially with a few characters. And I will say, for a lot of those changes, I am fully on board with them. I think they're interesting, and especially one change they made with the puppet I thought was really interesting, and I really like that. However, there's also another thing they did with the puppet that I'm not the biggest fan of, which I think made her a little less scarier. But I'm not gonna go into detail for that either, because again, that's a spoiler. And I also want to say I am a bit disappointed about the usage of the withered animatronics, cause they weren't really used that much in the movie. They weren't in the movie that much, which kind of disappointed me, especially with their designs in the movie, cause they look really good. And I will say this movie is scarier than the first movie, but only by a little. Like, it's a FNAF movie and it's a PG-13 horror movie. It's not really gonna be scary. So I wasn't going into this expecting it to be scary. But as a horror fan, I do wish it was a little scarier, and I wish they maybe bumped up the age rating a little. Now, I know why they keep it at PG-13 because a lot of the FNAF fans are young, but I'm a big slasher fan, so I would really like to see a lot of these kills be a lot more gory, because the kills in this movie are kind of disappointing. Because the camera kind of just cuts away when there's a kill, which is disappointing, but again, I get why they make it PG-13. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie as a FNAF fan, and especially the theater experience, because there were a bunch of other FNAF fans in my theater, and that just made the experience way better. But anyways, what did you think about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie? Please let me know in the comments.